Coming up on this edition of EuroPass, we take you to one of the world's oldest and most unique cities, Venice. We'll learn about the history of Venice and what made the Venetian Republic one of the most powerful empires in history. We'll also take you inside the Beretta Firearms factory in northern Italy, where we'll give you a rare look at one of the world's largest private collections of firearms, tour the factory, and learn why the Beretta M9 is the U.S. military's sidearm of choice. That's all coming up next on EuroPass. Welcome to EuroPass, your first-class ticket to discovery and adventure. I'm Petty Officer Kim Smith. Living in Europe offers the opportunity to get out and explore some very old and interesting places. Perhaps one of the oldest and most interesting places of them all is Venice.
Venice. It's one of the world's top tourist destinations. The beauty and mystique of Venice has captivated people's interests and inspired imaginations for more than 1,000 years. Tourists come from all over the world year-round for a picturesque Venetian experience. With all of its beauty and charm, it's no wonder why Venice is considered one of the most romantic destinations in the world.
I think that the whole history of Venice is important. It's a history that is very long.
According to tradition, Venice was founded in 421 AD, and its strategic location in the lagoon and boggy marshlands made it one of the most defensible cities in the world. Venice was virtually impregnable to invasion by land or sea. Only a narrow channel provided ships safe passage without running aground. This unique situation helped the Republic of Venice grow into one of the world's most powerful empires under the rule of the Doge, the elected figurehead of the Venetian Republic.
When we talk about the history, we always to remember an important element that is the religion. The Republic of Venice, it's the Republic of the Doge, and the Doge receives his power from Saint Mark, and so from God.
The Doge's government ruled Venice and all of its territories from the beautiful palace of the Doge for more than 1,000 years before the Venetian Republic finally fell to Napoleon in 1797.
If you go inside of the palace and you see the most important rooms, for example, the room of the Great Council or the room of the Collegio, for example, you can see these elements that are shown into the paintings.
The Palace of the Doge in St. Mark's Square is now a museum open to the public and offers travelers the perfect place to gain perspective and understanding of the history of Venice.
And you can find also other collection, not only paintings, but other collection that tells us about the history of Venice.
One of the reasons for the long-lasting reign of the Venetian Republic was superior firepower. Now we take you for a rare look inside one of the oldest firearms manufacturers in the world and supplier to the Venetian Republic.
About 200 kilometers inland from Venice is the Italian town of Gardone Valtrompia, and it's the birthplace of the firearms manufacturing company Beretta. Beretta's first major client was the Republic of Venice. Beretta began selling barrels to the Arsenal of Venice in the early 1500s. More than 500 years of business makes Beretta one of the oldest family-owned and operated businesses in the world.
Until now, we can count until the 15th generation of Beretta. So from father to son, they handed down the company.
In Gardone Valtrompia, the private Beretta Firearms collection is one of the largest collections in the world. Here, it's possible to see more than half a millennium of evolution of Beretta firearms of all types.
You can find semi-autos over and under, side by side, so the civil production, and in the meantime also the military one, like assault rifles, submachine guns.
Beretta began with the core value of total commitment to quality, and a visit to one of their manufacturing facilities shows that commitment is still their top priority.
We start from a specific lingot of aluminum or steel in order to create the receiver of the over and under and the receiver of a semi-auto. The light aluminum alloy is specifically designed accordingly to Beretta specification. This one is a cold hammering machine that will stretch the material. So we start from an original length like this one, and we allonge the 30% more, reaching this total length, and will ensure the best reliability and accuracy in a tune.
Modern machinery and technology have increased Beretta's productivity and consistency concerning fabrication of parts, but every Beretta firearm is still assembled by human hands to exacting specifications.
Now we start to see the handgun assembly operations, where we are putting together all the metal parts previously machine-made of a handgun.
Every part is thoroughly inspected to ensure that only the best quality components make it to the assembly line.
This is a special station work which is applying a kind of finish what we call jeweling. The first operation is to polish, to perfectly clean the surface of a monoblock in order to prepare the surface to receive this kind of finishing. This finish is applied even to standard guns. We are speaking about box lock type over and under, totally handmade. That means Beretta is still keeping very high the craftsmanship and the hand quality job.
All the products before leaving the company are tested 100%. So we test obviously each pistol with an entire pistol magazine, and obviously each product is tested not only for functionality reason but also for precision and accuracy.
The United States awarded Beretta the contract for the Beretta 9mm pistol, or M9, in 1985 to replace the American-made Colt 45 as the standard sidearm issue for all of the services.
The advantage with the 9mm was that it went in lines with the NATO ammunition, so we were in line with our NATO allies. It also held a 15-round magazine, and I believe it was a higher velocity than the 45, and the 45 only held 7 rounds.
The M9 was the most tested pistol in handgun history, and this success is still continuing thanks to the support of the U.S. Armed Forces.
With the M9 Beretta, I've never had any problems with accuracy. Usually almost every soldier I know of comes out of the range as an expert. It's really hard to miss the target. As far as operating, I've never had a jam. Really good weapon, very dependable.
The Beretta's reliability is the reason why the M9 has accompanied U.S. forces all over the globe, both in peacekeeping and wartime operations, for more than 20 years.
That wraps up our show for this week. We'd like to thank Stefano and the staff of Beretta. If you have a place you'd like to see us visit or a program you'd like to know more about, send us an email to europass@afn.dma.mil. To see this program again, log on to our website at afneurope.net or find us on Facebook. I'm Petty Officer Kim Smith, and we'll see you next time on EuroPass.